thought when the Senate said no and the Supreme Court said no, that would be it. But we're raising the issue again, and as much as I don't want to talk about this anymore, I'm going to share my thoughts. We literally heard from countless women on going into the hospital and having the doctors consult with general counsel while they were bleeding out in the emergency room. And that is precisely the situation I found myself in when I was 26 weeks pregnant. And I'm so glad that my doctors didn't have to consult with the hospital's legal counsel before they could treat me.
Pregnancy is not easy. It's life-threatening. And so for these decisions to be made by the legislature when they're so personal and they are based on medical science and technology, why are we not deferring to our medical doctors?
This is not what people want. And we're wasting taxpayers' money. I want to find out how much we spend on the lawsuit and how much we continue to spend, and how much this is going to cost the citizens of South Carolina.
You know, we say we promote life and we love life, but at the same time, we deal with panels for firing squads and electrocution chairs, wherein then is the preciousness of life.
As much as I value life, as much as I love my two children, I can't ignore the fact or pretend that women don't have some degree of bodily autonomy. And if you think that this bill respects a woman's bodily autonomy in any fashion, you're wrong.
The headline, once this passes, will be that this committee has passed it with exceptions, but it's really like a bait and switch. Like we're playing, again, politics, because we tell members that, I believe on this committee and in our own body at the House, that we are going to put these exceptions in. But if you read the language, ladies and gentlemen, these exceptions aren't much exceptions at all. If a young lady is raped, if her father rapes her, impregnates her, and she seeks to go underneath the exception of rape or incest, we are by law requiring a physician to report this to the county sheriff's office within 24 hours. That's going to go in a report. It actually specifically includes that the young lady's name be included. That's going to be subject to FOIA as any police report. This young lady has been traumatized. She's a victim. She's a survivor. We are alienating and re-victimizing these survivors.
And it's all of these really fake feel-good type things that get tucked in controversial legislation, right? It's like, we don't really want rape and incest, but the only way we can get it passed is, let me say that, yeah, we're gonna, if you get raped, if it's incest, all right, you can get an abortion, but under these limited circumstances, right? And one of them is this requirement that it must be reported to the sheriff in the county in which the rape or incest occurred. What happens if the sheriff is the rapist? What happens if someone who is a deputy is the incestual agent? Does this legislation give that victim any right to go to anyone else? It doesn't. The legislation that we are drafting does not give that poor young girl anybody else to go talk to without being in violation of the law. Our job is to think.
It also creates an exception not for all fetal anomalies, but for fatal fetal anomalies. If two doctors agree. Now, there are 16 counties in South Carolina without a single OBGYN, and we're now asking a woman to find 2 maternal fetal medicine experts to certify that her fetal anomaly is in fact incompatible with life.